This should be an interesting wear test. So today I'll be trying out the Covergirl Trublend It's Lit Concealer. So I bought the shade Light, which is the second to lightest shade available. It retails for $10, and there are only 6 different shades available, which seems a little strange to me because the Trublend foundation, which I just reviewed, and you can watch that review up there if you'd like, but that foundation has 40 different shades available. So I'm not sure why they didn't extend the shade range for the concealer as well. Seems a little strange. So if you're new here, this is my series where I wear test and give you my thoughts on a concealer that I've never tried before. The link for my series playlist will be in the description box below if you're interested in watching some of the other concealers I've tried. When it comes to concealer, my issues are I am 44 years old, I have dry skin, and I also have hereditary under eye dark circles. So I need a good concealer that doesn't emphasize fine lines and that has decent coverage to cancel out the purple. So let's check out some of the claims about this concealer on CoverGirl's website. Brighten up in a click. Trublend It's Lit Concealer is a mid to high coverage concealer, smooth and velvety in texture that is easy to apply. This concealer color corrects skin tone, reduces the appearance of redness and blemishes whenever it's applied. Naturally matte finish. Okay, that could be a problem. Matte and my under eyes don't necessarily agree. This should be an interesting wear test. So if you're enjoying this video while you're watching it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. If you want to know my thoughts on the Covergirl It's Lit Concealer and how it applies and wears throughout the day, don't go anywhere, just keep watching. So I'm also filming a review today for the Covergirl Trublend Matte Made Foundation, which is why I look like this. So I have not even got this out of the packaging yet. So the packaging for this is a little different. I'm used to doe foot applicators when it comes to concealers. This is, it's a brush, which is interesting. All right, so how do you use this thing? It says, doesn't say. Just says apply under eyes, inner nose, base corner. Yes, I know how to apply it, but how do you use it? Okay, well, I guess it's a twist method. Oh, so you twist and push the product up. We're going to be here a while, folks. It is moving the product up just very slowly. We don't want like an explosive decompression thing happening here. We just want enough product to, we'll start with that. So I have moisturized my under eyes with a little bit of the Ordinary's Marilla oil, which I'll put the details in the description box below because I did not know when I purchased this that this is a matte concealer. Had I known that at the time, I probably wouldn't have purchased it, because a matte concealer underneath 44-year-old under eyes probably is not the best idea, but we're doing it. So let's do this. I'm afraid. I'm actually liking the brush. It's a little different. It's soft around the under eyes, like you can brush without pulling the skin. The color at first glance is a little dark for me. I tend to prefer a brighter under eye. But it's not a horrible match either. Yeah, like I said earlier, the color is a little darker than I normally would go, but it's blending really well with the foundation that I chose. The consistency of this is definitely on the thinner side, but I'm okay with that because my main concern is it cancels out the purple. And if you look on that side compared to the other side, especially right there, it definitely does a decent job at canceling out the purple. So let's do the other side. Alrighty, so let's take a peek at this. So as I said earlier, this is not a heavy full coverage concealer, but it does a really good job at canceling out dark circles. That purple right there was just ridiculous. It looked like I had a black eye. So my second main concern when it comes to concealers is under eye dryness. I am naturally prone to dry patches in the inner corners of my eye, and then concealer can sometimes settle into fine lines. So far, this seems to be working out okay. I don't see any under eye dryness building up, and it's definitely not creasing around my eyes. I don't think I'm going to set my under eyes with powder, and it's because of my under eye dryness issue. If it's not broke, I don't want to fix it, and so far this seems to be working okay for me. So I'm afraid if I add powder to it, it's just going to create a problem. So I'm gonna go put on the rest of my makeup, and I will check in with you guys in 5 hours. So the time is 4:29. Get in a little bit closer. See, there's no creasing on either side. I don't know how I feel about this one yet, because I mean, it's not creasing, but my under eyes are just looking a little drier than I would like them to be. Coverage wise, I mean, again, it's not bad, it's just not great. Like, this side seems to be okay, but it seems to be wearing away in the corner there. Yeah, not the best. Not bad, just not the greatest. So that's where we're at right now. I'll check in with you guys at the end of the night. So the time is 8:46. Let's get a look at this. Okay, so this has been on for 10 hours, close to 10 hours now. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look great either. I mean, this area around here actually looks okay. It hasn't, I mean, it looked a little dry earlier in the day, but it hasn't gotten any worse. It's this area in here that's kind of driving me nuts. It's not unusual for me to get dryness in the inner corner of my eye, and for the most part, this one did last most of the day without this little bit of caking that's happening here, but I'll zoom you guys in and show you what I see. So this eye is worse than this one. This right here is, there's like some caking or dryness happening right in there. This one really isn't as bad. There's a teeny tiny bit, but for whatever reason, this eye is doing some weird stuff in the corner. But everything else about it, I guess, looks okay. I mean, there is a little bit of dryness happening right there that's making my fine lines look a little bit more prominent than I would like them to look. So there is some dryness, but it hasn't gotten any worse since earlier in the day. I don't know. It's not my favorite concealer in the world. In all honesty, if I was reading the packaging like I should have done before I purchased this in the first place, I would have never bought it, because it is a matte concealer. Matte foundations I can take a chance with every now and then, but matte concealers, because the skin is so delicate and thin under the eyes, and because I'm already prone to dryness there anyway, matte concealers just suck whatever little moisture is there under your eyes, and they can make my under eyes look really dehydrated and really old quickly. So I usually stay far away from matte concealers anyway, but I did buy it and I decided to give it a go anyway. The worst thing that could happen is I just confirm my own bias that I can't wear a matte concealer. Like I said before, it's not the worst concealer in the world, but it's not the best one for me either. The coverage isn't bad, but I prefer one that's a little bit more hydrating. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!